big story to tell here. Iran people 3 days ago bombed the shit out of Saudi Arabia. MBS, the motherfucking prince said, we got to stop this crap. He didn't call the United States. He didn't call anybody else in Qatar. He got on the phone and called who? Xi Jinping. He called the United States. The United States got a base there, big ass fucking base. He called them up and said nothing about stopping them Iranians from bombing him because he know they couldn't do it. Called up China and said, you got to help. China's getting ready to help him right now. 72 hours from now, probably Monday, the whole fucking thing in the Middle East is going to change just a little bit. Just wait. The United States ain't going to have a thing to say about it. Now, on the news, Mr. Harvey, Scott Bessett got on Fox News. We're going to remove the sanctions from Iranian oil. Listen to Fox News now. Go to Fox News and listen to what he said. I just listened to it again about 5 minutes ago. I said, no, he didn't say that. I went back and listened to it again. We're going to remove the sanctions on Iranian oil.
Boy, these people don't know what the hell they
do. Trump has the prime minister from Japan sitting in the Oval Office about an hour or so ago. Girlfriend sitting there looking at Trump lying his ass off. That nigga done got so good with lying that it just shit just flows out of his mouth just like water. We went into war. It's all over. It's all over. The war's all over. And he's telling Japan that they need their help. They need to send their aircraft carriers there. And then he turned around and said, we don't need nobody's help. Said too late. It's too late. Too late. We don't need nobody help. We don't want it. This lady from Japan, she just sat there with this stupid ass look on her face and looking dead and Trump. I guess she said, what the fuck am I doing here sitting up here in his goddamn office with you crazy motherfucker here? Because you know goddamn well he ain't did shit. He done begged them for help. Then he told him you don't need them. We told him the European Union, they need the help. They need the help. But we don't need their help. We don't want it already without them. Yeah. They just bombed. Iran and just bombed to fucking Qatar and Saudi Arabia again. Hit they motherfucking gas fields and shit and blew them motherfuckers up. But the war in control now, they don't want it. Last night they done bombed all of Then he lied and said they just piddling around over there in the strait. That's the only thing they got left. And we're gonna take care of that. Because we done went over there and swept the mines out of the Strait of Hormuz. He did shit. He told Japan, said we got 45,000 troops over there in Japan area and everything. But we're taking a few of them away from you guys. Because we went into war. The war's won already. They go, let Iran been shipping oil to China for the last 13 days and shit. Off going out here like they been doing business. Trying to get all the oil they want. Russia told them today we got 2 ships coming to Cuba. We gonna give them the oil and gas. Trump said he blockaded them. Ain't nobody come through. Russia said we done already sent 2 ships and they coming to Cuba. And Trump ain't said shit. What the hell is going on? And now they say we're going to go to Congress and we need 200. And we started out at 50. Now they need $200 billion. We're going to ask Congress to give us $200 billion. They already barely gonna might get to 50. Now they want 200. How the hell you gonna lift the sanctions from Iran, the country you fighting? They're still bombing the shit out of you, and they done bombed Israel so damn bad it's a crying shame for Israel. They done bombed Tel Aviv. They can't stop them now. They just bombing their wheel. They put it on the TV now, but everybody know they bombed them because they got private citizens taking pictures of these daggone missiles coming in and bombing these.
Where is BB?
We in trouble. We in trouble. We are in trouble. I don't know what to say. Now, yesterday, our illustrious U.S. attorney and her partner in crime, Todd Blanchard, went into the House at a private meeting with the House folks, and told them they subpoena that they done sent for Pam Bondi to come to their committee and stuff in April. She ain't coming. She's gonna violate it. Don't ask them her to come. She ain't coming. Told all of them, kiss her ass. You're gonna violate the U.S. attorney. Gonna violate a subpoena. Well, what are you gonna do to it? They got the U.S. attorney got a subpoena coming, and they're gonna violate it. Now they didn't say this out in public. Now they went privately and told the Democrats and the Republicans and the guy Comey who gave them the subpoena that they ain't coming nowhere. Who they gonna call to enforce a subpoena? Who they gonna call?
Government.
Who they gonna call to enforce the subpoena when the U.S. attorney said we ain't showing up and we gonna violate this subpoena? We got the National Security Director sitting there in front of the Senate and told them there was no reason for the war. But she turned around there and said, Donald Trump determines if there's a reason for the war. They cut girlfriend up just like they had a straight razor on it, man. She had it was the torture of 1,000 cuts. She just sat there and just told him he knew nothing. Donald said Trump knows what to do, and he told us that there was a threat. But her statement that she wrote, there's no threat. That's what he used to start the war. I guess after she left, she had been cut so much and everything. Donald said, shit, I got to fire that girl. He might be resigning in a couple of days. Oh,
She
we in
ain't got
trouble.
no immunity, bro, so she got to tell the truth.
The only person who can get it is Donald Trump because that's our boss. He said he probably he already said he gonna get ready either resign or already fire you. You can't defend me no better than that. That's it. What do we got here going on, Ted? Got the whole world against us. Now he done called up. He called up Canada a couple of days ago and told them, "Say I'm gonna jump y'all tariff up 50%." He called Mexico up and told Steinbaum, "We're kicking your tariffs up to 50% because we don't like how you
out of control, bro.
treating our country." Connie, within 2 hours, called a press conference and told him, "We don't care what he said. We're gonna deal with the rest of the world." And said, "Damn, United States." Steinbaum said the same thing. I don't know what to say, man. That they got people that still sitting down there believing this man. I can't believe it. He's the greatest person in the world. Out of the deal. Ted, he done brought it. He done went to Japan, and then they got another 5,000 troops and stuff, and he moving over there to the Middle East. They already got 5 out there. They got 10,000 troops and stuff, and our poor boys and stuff gonna get slaughtered trying to invade that damn country.
Well, here's the thing, Ed. We got a vice president, we got a secretary of state, we got a U.S. Treasury secretary, DOJ secretary, attorney general. You think of all those people, and I listened to some of their testimony, CIA, FBI. And you can tell in their face and look in their tone of voice, they're trying to save their ass, but at the same time, they're trying to keep grace with Trump. Now, the thing is that do they really care about America, people? Or are they looking at the end game? Project 2025. Are they looking at the end game?
Yeah. I think a few of them care about the country. And they walk in a fine line, satisfy Trump, and they continue to try to hopefully save the country. A few of them, not all of them, a few of them. They understand.
All of that's nice and cuddly. But until they step up their game,
They ain't gonna do that. They ain't stepping out now. They can quietly see what they can do, but they not stepping up. I'm telling you, they ain't stepping up. That's out. They're not gonna do that. They know they're committing suicide. Trump gonna kill them. He gonna beat the crap out of them. They ain't gonna do that. We can't even hope that. That ain't even in. If they do, Ted, I'd be damn surprised. I'm telling you, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised as hell if they do that.
Here's the thing, Ed. That ship has almost made a turn. That big carrier has almost made its full turn. It's just got about another 90 yards. I'm telling you, bro. People feeling it. People feeling it, bro. I mean, I listen to C-SPAN, I listen to some of these radio stations, and you read the papers. And I told you yesterday, we filled up our tank. A half a tank was almost $35. So people are feeling it. I mean, that's just the way it is, bro. I mean, they can sit up here and lollygag and think that he's the greatest thing since George Washington in their mind. But it's hard to take this stuff, bro. You know, we knew politics was horrible, but this right here ain't politics. This is not politics. Do what I say, or else suffer the consequences. So I have no idea, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's going on. It's hard to, you listen to people and people with authority, people with knowledge, and people with, I was listening to Joy this morning, her show, and she was talking to a Muslim person. And seeing this is what this is all about. And I'm going to keep saying this. This is a religious war. This is a religious war. This is what this is all about. So they don't care about the gas prices. They don't care about the food pricing. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about infrastructure and building America. They don't care about the people. This is a religious war. And the white folk here, it's all about white Christian nationalism. God is on our side. I hear these people say we need to get rid of all the Muslims in this country. There are thousands of mosques in this country. Thousands of them. They allow people to come in this country from different nations. It's not the Americans' fault. It's not the Americans' fault. I don't blame the Americans. I blame the Americans for putting it in office. But the point is that even the other side is allowing all these people. I mean, our population is dwindling. Nobody's having babies, bro, in this country. And the younger people, 18, 16, 15, all that, they're drugging up with marijuana, fentanyl, all that. So, but the root cause of it is racism. Not accepting black folk. I'm gonna say that till the cows come home. That's the whole big deal. The whole now, when I say not accepting, I'm talking about as a race of people. I'm not talking about individually. We personally might get along with it. All the people that's in our neighborhood or in our area, and we cordially speak and have a conversation here and there, and that's it. But as a generally speaking, and the government is a big part of it, local, federal, state. So, there was a Irish lady that was doing a little speech, and she was telling them how they were being treated by Great Britain when they had that big stink, trying to get their civil rights in their own country. And then she said a lot of her people, Irish people, fled to the United States. And you know what she said? He said, "You're treating black people like we were treated. You knew how you was treated when you was on our homeland, and now you come here to America and you treating them just like we were treated." And the only thing she can say, this is a shame. We ought to be embarrassed. Because they got a white skin, so they got privileges, even though they just got off the boat. Like I say, until you do right by us, everything you touch, telling you, bro.
Don't believe it.
I'm telling you. Until they treat us in a humane way. And and the big issue is that you have a lot of black foreigners come here, and then they try to act like they're black Americans, or they are Africans, or whatever, and they put us down, black Americans, because what we went through to get where we are. And they wonder, how come you haven't gotten this far, blah, 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 blah. And they don't realize the white folks is just using you, bro, to come against us. That's a fact. That's a fact. So you got the religious war, you got the race war, you got your gender war, and you got your homosexual war. So you got all of this, and then couple all that with drugs abuse in this country. We don't have a leader to know how to unify this country and make it better. We had one, but they stopped him cold. He could have did a whole lot more. And he got along with every ethnic group, every nationality, all of that. We had one. And they used them up. So we get what we get. And we got what we got. So more power to you people. Because the white folks, we can blame it on the black man, for voting for Trump. You can blame it on the Latinos for voting for Trump. You can blame it on the white women for voting for Trump. But the big vote was by white men. 65%, by the way, of the military voted for Trump. So, and I guess until they really feel it, they're not going to change their mind.
They're going to. He's not going to be running for office again, so there's no motivation to really do anything with him. When you find somebody who doesn't care, what you going to do with him? He's operating and stuff like he knows that he is not going to be around in the next election. He doesn't care, and he's showing that he doesn't care. He'll sit there and tell people that oil prices, gas prices coming down. So he calls a war an excursion. We had an excursion. There's a war going on. People are suffering. The gas tier is almost $4 a gallon here in the Atlanta area. $4 a gallon.
Oh, just read $4 today, huh?
Mm-hmm. Went out today and the $4 a gallon. Some places $4 a gallon. A few places a little bit lower, 89, stuff like that. But it's up there. But he's telling people that suffer a little bit of pain. When the food prices went up in April, after he had that big plan he had out there on the garden, brought all them billionaires out there and said, what are you going to tear off? He's going to tear off all these people. So don't worry about it. A little bit of pain, and we're going to straighten things out. You and I and all the rest of the folks, white and black, got to tolerate a little pain. Because I know it's hurting the white folks and stuff, because I'm sitting up there getting my oil changed in my car, and the white folks are sitting up there, all of them in their waiting room. They talking big crap. This shit is hurting us. Our children can't even buy a home or go get a car or do anything because their little money that they making is not enough to suffice for them. So they all stand at their parents' house, or they bundle up together and everything, pulling their money together so they can survive. They can't even have the amenities and stuff that we had when we were growing up. We can go out, we have money enough to buy a home to raise our family in. They can't see that now. Interest rates is going back up. They said most of them say it's around 6%. They can't even get a 1-bedroom apartment in some of these areas around here, Ted, for less than $2,500 a month. And when they go and apply for them, they said they have to have at least $6,500 of income coming in their pocket before they would even consider them.
Ain't too many people making $6,500 a month, bro. You'd be lucky if you're making $5.
That's exactly what they were saying, that their kids are not making that kind of money, no matter what they're doing. Some of them got college degrees and they still ain't making that kind of money because they can't find any job that make that big money. So they worried about their children. They can't do anything. We got, man, like I said, it's all over. It's not just black folks, it's white folks too. They hurt. I'm sitting there asking them and stuff and say, your kids out there working, how in the hell can they get back and forth to work? And they got to pay almost $4 a gallon to put gas in their car. Most areas where we at, unless you in the city of Atlanta, there's no public transportation. You got to drive your car and get back and forth to work.
Well, that was designed, bro, because like I told you many months ago, this country is based on revenue from auto sales and home sales.
But he just tore the auto sale apart.
Yeah.
Ford, GM, and then when he kicked that 50% tariff up the other day with Canada and Steinbaum, he just tore the auto industry apart. So they said they're not going to deal with the United States anymore. And that's where the car companies get their parts from. Canada and Mexico.
And some from China.
And some from China. But the majority of it comes from those two countries because they go back and forth across the border. No way. They just destroyed a whole section of this country. They build cars.
You ever heard of, I know you have, tool and die, where they make these machineries and what have you? They ran a lot of those people out of business, bro.
That's what happens. It's a ripple effect. What about the towns and stuff that these people are working at? When they shut down the Caterpillar plant up there in Illinois, the whole town that the Caterpillar plant was at is gone.
You're not talking to one in Illinois, are you?
Yeah, talking about the one in Illinois. 2 years ago, they shut it down.
Shut it down.
Caterpillar went down, but it went out of business. That whole town went out of business. Went down, dead. It's no longer there hardly anymore. Ain't but a few people in the whole town now.
Right.
Oh man, I had the name of that town on the tip of my tongue. Gone.
Not Joliet.
No, it wasn't Joliet. It was man, where the Caterpillar plant at? Right in Illinois. I'm trying to think of where in the hell is that.
All you gotta do is Google it, bro.
Yep. I know.
Well, I don't know. The thing is that the finance people have been making so much money. And they have merged and sold companies out of business
Mm-hmm.
to make their $25 million a year and what have you. But I was at the post office today. And they tell me that the post office is going out of business too.
Yep. They already asked the Congress and stuff to give somebody get a loan because they're not gonna be able to pay their employees. They got he said next year they need that money. They need to go out and be able to borrow some money so they can pay their employees in the post office. Now I know about that because my wife worked there. I asked her about it. I said, well, what y'all gonna do? She said, long as they send me my check, I'm retired. Long as they send me my check, I can't worry about it. I said, okay. Oh, their pension is funded.
Yeah, they overfunded it.
Yeah, they did.
That's why they're going out of business. Because every time you look around, they're raising the stamps up, trying to keep up. Because they have to, they put a law in that they have to put so many millions of dollars in return.
Billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars.
Well, you're right, billions. And because at one time, post office was secure, bro.
Yep.
They didn't need no money from nobody.
Now, let me dump something over here on you. They go to every house in the United States 6 days a week. Every house in the United States of America, even down in the Grand Canyon, every day. 6 days a week, go to their house. It's what? To get down there? Gas.
Ooh.
When the gas prices go up, buddy, that's a heavy bill. They got to keep them trucks going. They got to buy gas, keep them all going. They're going to every house in this country every day to deliver mail. If they don't go to the house, they're going to pass by it. That's a lot of houses. Even out there in the wastelands of Montana, and North and South Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, up into those hills and mountains over there, they got to go to them homes, deliver their mail. And they're going to be paying, they got to put gas in all them vehicles. Imagine what their gas bill is now. Their gas has gone up almost $1 a gallon. You can't function like that. It's hurting them. And I can't blame the Postmaster General. He can't control the gas prices. That's a lot of money coming out of their thing. A lot of money that can go to pay people's salaries. So that was inevitable. And if it doesn't come down soon, that cost is going to continue to roll in, continue to roll up.
Well, here's another caveat for you.
But guess what? Now, when Biden came in and Obama did the same thing, they had an edict to come out and said that they want to transfer all of the vehicles and stuff that they go out to deliver thing into electric cars.
Yep.
Trump came along and said, shit, cancel that shit. Now they're back to them gas guzzlers. Got electric cars out there, you can use electricity, you can cut some of that stuff down. Trump said, no, we're going to. Now he's going to raise the gas prices up. He just shit some steps in it.
But wait a minute, Ed. Some of his favorite people like FedEx, UPS.
Cutting their salary, cutting jobs.
Yeah.
Cutting jobs, buddy. UPS cutting. How many you said? 6,000 people? 7,000 people they cutting out? Amazon, they cutting
But
out
think
some
about
people.
this, though. They're getting the same gas prices.
But Amazon does something that UPS does it too, and FedEx does a lot of it too. They have contract carriers out there. And guess what happens? If they get a package and it has to go out in one of them areas way out there, guess who delivers the package for them? Post office. Amazon uses them too. Give it to the post office. They're too far away. They give it to the post office. Pay whatever it costs to send it out there because they're gonna make their money. But they don't charge their customers more than it would if they put it through the post office. But they can give it to the post office and say, "Hey, deliver this for us. Here's our money." And usually, what they charge their customers of is cheaper than what the post office charges them. But you're going to the house anyway, so whatever little extra money that they make off the package and everything, it's not going to be that bad because they're going to the house anyway.
It's hard for me to talk about this in our situation, our dire situation, and it's going to get worse. To talk about our situation because where's the hope, bro? Where's the people of God? Where's the hope?
You got to make your own hope, Ted. You got to motivate yourself.
To do what? To do what, Ed?
Find some joy in that sadness. You got to find it somewhere.
No, this ain't about sadness. This ain't about being happy. I mean, you as an individual, any individual can find something that makes them happy, things that they enjoy, the things they like to do. But I'm talking about as a whole, as a nation, how who is going to step up our game as far as galvanizing these people? You have Reverend Barber, you have T.D. Jakes, you got a couple of white guys that's pretty good. I'm saying that these religious people is going to have to step up their game to encourage the American people. Now I'm sure that they're all talking, and because they collaborate with each other. Some of these famous ministers and people that's got 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers, and and their members and all that stuff. So somebody's going to have to step up their game to unify this country because it's not in the White House. It's not in the White House. So I don't know. Uh, you got a lot of people that are charlatans out there, but you got some people out there that can really motivate millions of people to unify. I'm just waiting, but I'm hoping that they don't be that one of those people call themselves the savior, a false savior come down, and say, "Hey, I can make this better."
I don't believe at this time, Ted, that this country wants a savior.
Why you say that, Ed?
Because anytime someone rises up to really do anything, people in the establishment pushes them down.
Woo, that's true.
They push them right down. Anybody that rises up and says anything, they push them down.
Or distort,
Or they
assassinate their character.
right, or they figure out a way how to denigrate them, or they figure out a way how to prove that they did something wrong, or they go back and they look at their history and stuff, and they take the good part of them and tear them down by creating a false narrative and stuff to the people and stuff who they are trying to serve. They push them down.
But you know what I'm finding out though, Ed? I'm talking about the average person. I'm talking about a person that might not be book smart, politically smart, financial smart, but they have common sense and see what's going on. The problem is that the first thing they want to do is not really galvanize about what this country is all about. Democracy and republic, because republic stands for as a representation for your area. And so they want to the whole system is messed up. No, it's not. You're just not putting the right people in office. That's the problem. And the people have to realize this. This is the only government we have. This is the best government in the world. But we, the people, is not demanding more from our representatives. You keep putting these knuckleheads in office who's not serving your area and not serving the country. And you got a lot of people got a lot of common sense. We might not all understand politics or even the economic and financial stuff, but you got a lot of common sense, and you see that something is not right, and therefore you have to fight for your democracy and your republic. And the people just can't be just saying, well, I'm doing just fine. You know what Martin Luther King say is one person is hurt, all of us are hurt. I'm just paraphrasing. That's not exactly what his words said, but basically, if one person is left behind, we got to pull them up. So somewhere down the line, bro. And I know, I believe I believe in the people in this country, man. You know, there are people out there that they coming together. I believe it. We got a lot of bad, evil people walking this earth, but in this country, but we got a lot of good people. Man, I'm gonna keep saying that. I believe that. But you know, complacency, or I would say nonchalant and blasé attitude, we can't. We got to step it up. We got to focus, man, because this country is great in so many ways and in so many areas. And the thing is that just because your little town or city is doing fine, you can't think on those terms. You got to realize, hey, and it ain't really the people that's the mess up. It's the government not serving the people in certain areas. That's all it is. They're not doing their job. They supposed to help everybody. You know, President Obama used to say, and I'm paraphrasing, he used to always say, no matter what your zip code is, no matter what your education is, no matter what, you know, where your family, whatever, you are entitled to representation. And they're not giving it to everybody. And so therefore, because they didn't lift up those people, now we in this shape. They blew all their money, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars into the Pentagon, trillions and trillions of dollars of waste. And this is where we at. And not planning for, not even coming together. You know, the one thing that this country has missed, in my opinion, is that, you know, they have all of these different organizations, and they try to give the president and different people all kind of, you know, from data and study. But what they need is they need a tribunal
Like the
that really
military,
represent. I'm sorry.
like the military.
Well, it's almost like you would have representation besides your congressperson. You know, you would have a representative that's really communicating issues and solving problems in certain states, certain communities, and those people ought to be like in council to really put a real good vision to this country. Because I'm telling you, man, you know, a lot of people dogging capitalism, and yeah, capitalism has its problems, but I'm sorry, socialism is not the answer. Communism is not the answer. So anyway,
I'm just trying to think how would you get something like that and stuff started and everything that is kind of offset to your official representative that you vote for. But how do you get a tribunal and stuff and everything started? Because most people and stuff uh, usually will be looking to be paid and stuff to be on the tribunal, and then you're going to find that the same thing happens with your politicians and stuff. There's always somebody sitting out there and everything, well, I got this idea, and you need to use my idea, and I got this going on, and then they corrupt the tribunal,
I agree.
and they don't think
I
like
totally
they
agree.
don't they stop thinking about the whole, but only about the individual and stuff and everything that is needs his whatever solved. So that's
It'll
kind of hard.
be probably about 200 people.
How
200
do
people.
you determine that these people are going to do their job and stuff, and they're going to try to help the majority instead of thinking about, because sometimes and stuff, even in politics, Ted, you're going to have to vote against some of the things and stuff that you really think about and everything, because you might be helping a heck of a lot more people and stuff if you go along with what somebody else has brought forth and everything, and you're going to have to let your strong feelings and stuff go by the wayside and everything, and try to help them to get this done because that plan seems like it's going to help more people. You're going to have
Well,
to get somebody
Ed,
somebody going to have to give up
Ed,
their thoughts and their.
here's the thing, bro. There are, you heard of the zip code. Well, the zip code can tell you the top 1,000 cities or communities. Those communities, the breakdown in those communities, there's a list of the average salary in those communities. I mean, it's the breakdown. They got breakdowns right here in Tampa, and they got breakdowns right in LA. They got them all over the country right now. They can tell you the top 10 cities that are the poorest. And it goes on up to the next, based on zip codes. So those areas that are in need in certain things can be tackled. Those problems can be solved.
In what way? I don't understand how
Well, here's the thing.
can help.
I mean, I don't, I'm sort of kind of, thinking about this, like there are certain communities that do not have, for example, community social networks, meaning that they don't have community centers, they don't have certain things. So whatever those needs are can be minuscule to the money that they're blowing and spending. That money can go directly to those communities in a way where things can be improved. Right now, we are doing it as backwards. We got the government doling out money to all of these nonprofit organizations, but all they're doing is hiring people and what have you. They're not doing anything tangible, improving neighborhoods, creating jobs. What these people depend on is these corporations for jobs. But really, each community can really sustain themselves. Every community needs a grocery store. Every community needs a couple of filling stations. Every community needs retail stores. Every community needs all of those, and that creates jobs. And then there might be some areas where they can do 4 or 5 different small businesses that can create more jobs, depending on what the need is. But the point is that we don't do that. We don't strategize and plan for different communities and their needs to meet their needs. We don't do that. All we do is we trickle down and give 10 million here and 10 million there. It ain't enough money. And then you have investors that come in, or people that want to invest in those communities, and then those communities can thrive. Restaurants, all those things are needed. But we don't plan. We don't plan for our community. You look at China, they don't plan for their community neither. All they do is build high rises and then you live in them. The majority of their people live in the mountains. And the people that like city life, urban life, those cities, they got 25 million in the city, or even more, in a half a dozen of their cities. Got multi-millions of people in these cities, and they all live in high rises, 20, 30-story high. And then the rest of the people live out in the boonies, in the mountains. They got 500-600 million people live in the mountains. All over, they got the little huts and everything, and all they do is eat rice and fish and tea. But this country, we're better than that.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I believe that, bro. I believe that if we had the right people that knew what they were doing as far as really showing, representation in each one of those states and tackling each one of those problems and bringing it to Congress and giving them a breakdown, because if you got 200 heads that's working on focusing on certain areas, trouble areas, and moving on up from there. There are communities that's doing very well. Tons of communities doing very well. But there are communities that need assistance in order to uplift, because those people, think about this here, we know this for a fact. When Black people migrated to the north, as they call it.
Yep, northern migration.
The northern migration. What did the white folks do? They fled. And they took the jobs with them.
Yeah. Final word, my brother. We at the.
Well, I'm done. I'm just throwing out ideas out there, people, because I'm telling you right now, we need a vision. We need a plan. And we need people, everyday people that's smart enough to be able to collaborate, to communicate, and then be able to solve problems and have a vision for this country. I know there's a lot of people who got the Black agenda and the 2025 agenda and all of that stuff, but really all that stuff is just politics. But we're talking about the country. We are an integrated country, but yet still we are tribal and separated.
And that's a big problem, because everybody else thinks that their idea is the best, and you have, if that's going to work, you're going to have people who are going to be willing to give up some of their ideas and stuff and look at other folks' ideas, because we have to realize that sometimes our idea, even though we think it might be best and everything, and it probably is best for us, but for the majority of people, it's not. And you're going to have to give up and say, okay, I'm going to work with so and so to get these ideas together. And right now, our political system and everything else and stuff is it's clashing
I really
so
believe
bad.
there are smart people out there that know how to get these people. You're going to need about 10 or 15, maybe 20 people that's smart enough to be able to collaborate with these 200 people.
And they have not came together. They are not there. They have not showed up. How long can we wait on them to show up?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't believe it'll take no more than 6 months.
Yeah.
If there's a sense of urgency, I don't believe it'll take no more than 6 months.
We'll have to see about that. I don't right now. I don't see it. I'm sitting here thinking about it as you talking. I'm sitting there thinking about how you make this shit work, and I can't see it. I'm not seeing it. It doesn't comprehend in my mind right now. It might work, but I don't know. Right now, I don't think so. Anyway, we're at the end. Yep, we're at the end, folks. Think about what's been discussed here, folks, on this channel here today. There's a lot there. People might think that it hasn't, but there's a lot being discussed here. It's going to take everybody's ideas and everybody's cooperation and stuff and everything. We want to be able to save our country. We want to save our country. Do we want to save this country? To me, it doesn't seem like there are people out there who want to save the place. I don't see them. They're not there, and I'm totally dissatisfied about it in my mind. But I'm still okay. But we can figure out some kind of way to make this stuff work. Because we all know that there's a higher being out there and everything, and he's got a plan for us. He's got a plan.
The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
He's got a plan. We got to believe he got a plan, because my little mustard seed is getting smaller and smaller. It's going to take a microscope to see it.
It's supposed to grow. It ain't supposed to shrink.
Yeah, it's gonna take a whole lot to see that mustard seed.
It's supposed to grow, bro.
Yeah.
Keep the faith alive.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.